God is reaching out to you with a crucial message that demands your immediate attention. This moment is significant because God is not waiting for everything in your life to be perfect or for you to be in an ideal emotional state before He communicates with you. His guidance comes when you might feel overwhelmed, uncertain, or even distressed. It is in these moments of vulnerability and challenge that God's message is especially important and requires your prompt response. The message He is sending is designed to help you navigate through your current circumstances and to lead you towards a path of greater fulfillment and purpose. The essence of God's communication is not contingent upon your current mood or situation. Instead, it is about your readiness to listen and act, regardless of how you feel or what challenges you are facing. Imagine receiving an urgent call from a loved one during a difficult time. Their need for your attention is immediate and important, even if it comes at a moment when you are least prepared. Similarly, God's message requires your attentiveness and action, regardless of your circumstances. There is a deeper reason why He reaches out to you now, and while it may not be immediately clear, it is essential to stay vigilant and responsive. Sometimes, God's instructions might seem inconvenient or confusing, and you might struggle to see their significance. You may find yourself asking, "Why now?" or "What's the purpose behind this?" It's natural to question, but it is crucial to remember that God's perspective is far broader than our own. His plan for you is not limited by your immediate understanding. By heeding His message now, you align yourself with His divine plan, which often reveals itself in ways that may only become clear over time. Ignoring or delaying your response could lead you to miss out on the opportunities and blessings that God has meticulously prepared for you. In your journey with God, you may notice that He often provides guidance without giving a full explanation of every detail or reason behind His instructions. This is a test of your faith and trust in His wisdom. God's directions are meant to guide you towards something beneficial, whether it's a form of protection, a new opportunity, or a path to personal growth. His plans are designed to enhance your life, even if they might not make immediate sense. When God speaks, it is a call to act based on trust rather than complete understanding. This trust is fundamental to a relationship with God, as it demonstrates your belief in His greater plan and purpose. If you choose to delay or ignore God's instructions, you risk missing out on significant blessings and facing avoidable difficulties. God's guidance is a safeguard and a beacon that directs you away from potential pitfalls and towards His best for your life. By acting on His directions promptly, you open yourself up to receiving the full measure of the good things He has in store for you. It's not just about following orders, but about embracing the opportunity to align yourself with God's will, which leads to a richer and more fulfilling life. Trusting in God's guidance requires faith, especially when you don't have all the answers. It means stepping out into the unknown with the assurance that He is leading you towards something positive, even if the path is unclear or the reasons are not fully revealed. Acting on what you know is crucial. This trust is not always easy, especially when facing uncertainty or when the immediate benefits of following God's guidance are not apparent. However, this faithfulness to act, even in the face of uncertainty, is what strengthens your relationship with God and aligns you with His divine plan. Consider the example of a trusted friend or mentor who gives you advice based on their experience and wisdom. Even if you don't fully understand their reasoning, you value their guidance because you trust their judgment. Similarly, God's guidance comes from a place of perfect wisdom and love. His instructions are meant to bring about growth, protection, and blessings in your life. Acting on His word, even without full comprehension, is a demonstration of your trust in His perfect plan for you. In summary, God's message to you right now is of utmost importance and demands your immediate attention. His guidance is not contingent on your perfect condition or understanding, but on your willingness to respond in faith. By listening and acting on His instructions promptly, you position yourself to receive the blessings and opportunities He has prepared. It is through this obedience and trust that you will navigate your path successfully and align yourself with His greater purpose for your life. Embrace His guidance with faith and trust that, even if the full picture is not yet clear, He is leading you towards something wonderful and significant. When you don't use the authority and power God has given you to overcome problems, it's like imagine possessing a powerful tool that has the potential to transform your life, but choosing not to use it. This scenario mirrors what happens when people fail to tap into the spiritual authority and strength granted to them by God. Instead of harnessing this divine power, many individuals get stuck focusing on their past hurts or blaming others for their current difficulties. This mindset of self-pity and external blame not only hinders progress, but also deepens the struggles one faces. In contrast, taking an active role in addressing negative influences and asserting your God-given authority can be transformative. By proactively confronting obstacles, you reclaim the blessings that may have been blocked and turn your life around. This approach is not merely about changing circumstances, but about embracing the power within you to effect positive change and overcome adversity. When you let past hurts dominate your thoughts and actions, you essentially choose to ignore the resources available to you. It's like having a tool that could fix a broken machine, but deciding not to use it because you're too focused on the machine's faults or how it broke down. This mindset keeps you stuck in a cycle of frustration and helplessness. Instead of waiting for external circumstances to change or for someone else to come to your rescue, it's essential to recognize and use the power that God has already given you. This power includes the ability to pray, to resist negative influences, and to make decisions that align with God's will for your life. By taking charge and being proactive, you tap into a source of strength that can help you overcome challenges and move towards the blessings that God has prepared for you. Feeling sorry for yourself might seem like a natural response to difficulties, but it doesn't lead to solutions. It often results in a passive approach to life where problems are left unaddressed and opportunities are missed. Instead, God calls us to take an active role in our own lives, using the authority and strength He has provided to address and overcome challenges. This means taking steps to improve your situation, seeking guidance through prayer, and making decisions that reflect your faith and trust in God. By doing so, you not only address current issues, but also position yourself to receive the blessings and opportunities that God has in store for you. The story of Abraham is a profound illustration of the importance of obeying God's instructions, even when the reasons behind them are not immediately clear. Abraham was asked by God to leave his homeland and journey to an unknown land. This command required a significant leap of faith, as Abraham had no idea where he was going or what awaited him. His obedience in this situation highlights a crucial aspect of spiritual growth: the willingness to follow God's directions without needing to understand every detail. Abraham's trust in God's plan, despite the uncertainty, is a powerful example of faith in action. Abraham's journey was not just about moving to a new place, it was about stepping into a new phase of his spiritual journey. Each act of obedience was a building block that prepared him for even greater challenges and responsibilities. By following God's command to move, Abraham demonstrated his trust in God's wisdom and his readiness to embrace whatever lay ahead. This kind of obedience is essential for spiritual development. It shows that you are willing to follow God's lead, even when the path is not clear or when the reasons are not fully understood. The small steps of obedience that Abraham took were foundational for his spiritual growth in preparation for more significant tests. Each time he followed God's instructions, even without knowing the full picture, he built a stronger relationship with God and prepared himself for the future. This pattern of obedience and faithfulness is crucial for anyone seeking to grow spiritually. It's not about understanding every detail of God's plan, but about trusting Him enough to follow His guidance, even when the path is uncertain. In your own life, taking small steps of obedience can lead to significant spiritual growth. When you act on God's guidance, even in seemingly minor ways, you build a foundation for handling larger challenges that may come your way. Each act of faith, each decision made in line with God's will, strengthens your ability to face more significant tests and responsibilities. By being faithful in the small things, you demonstrate to God that you are ready for greater tasks and challenges. The key is to remain faithful and proactive, using the authority and power that God has given you to navigate life's challenges. This means not only addressing current difficulties, but also preparing yourself for future opportunities. By following God's directions and trusting in His plan, you align yourself with His will and position yourself to receive the blessings He has prepared for you. Just as Abraham's obedience led to great blessings and a significant role in God's plan, your faithfulness in small matters prepares you for the greater things that God has in store. In summary, the lesson from the story of Abraham and the importance of using the power God has given you is clear. Don't let past hurts or external blame keep you from embracing the authority and strength available to you. Take an active role in addressing challenges, resist negative influences, and follow God's guidance with faith and trust. Each step of obedience, no matter how small, contributes to your spiritual growth and prepares you for greater responsibilities. By being proactive and faithful, you align yourself with God's plan and open yourself up to the blessings and opportunities He has prepared. Just as Abraham's journey of faith led to remarkable outcomes, your own acts of faithfulness and obedience can lead to transformative changes in your life. Embrace the power within you, follow God's guidance, and trust that He is leading you toward a future filled with His blessings. When you ignore or delay responding to God's instructions, it has a significant impact on your spiritual life and your relationship with Him. This is not just about missing out on immediate opportunities, but also about how it affects your ability to hear and respond to God's guidance in the future. God's plans for your life are vast and intricate, and they will unfold with or without your participation. However, Your involvement in these plans is crucial for your own fulfillment and the blessings intended for you. When you delay obedience, you risk missing out on critical opportunities and blessings that could shape your life and the lives of those around you. Ignoring or postponing God's instructions can create a barrier between you and Him. This delay can weaken your spiritual connection, making it more difficult to hear His voice and understand His guidance in the future. Just as a relationship strained by lack of communication can suffer, so can your relationship with God when you consistently delay or disregard His directions. The more you put off following His guidance, the harder it becomes to attune yourself to His voice. Over time, this can lead to a significant disconnect, where God's instructions become less clear, and you find yourself struggling to discern His will. God's plans for your life are dynamic and will move forward regardless of your response. He is sovereign, and His purposes will be fulfilled. However, your involvement in His plans enriches your journey and ensures that you are aligned with His will. By responding promptly and fully to God's call, you place yourself in a position to receive the full measure of the opportunities and blessings He has prepared for you. This responsiveness not only impacts your own life, but can also have a ripple effect on the lives of others. Your obedience can influence and bless those around you, contributing to a greater collective good that aligns with God's overarching plan. Delaying obedience can result in missed opportunities that might never return. Each moment of hesitation is a chance lost, and each delay in following God's instructions can lead to unforeseen complications or missed blessings. Opportunities that God presents are oftentimes sensitive and tied to specific moments in your life. By acting quickly and completely on what God tells you, you ensure that you are in sync with His plan, maximizing the chances to fully experience and benefit from the opportunities He has in store. Delaying or ignoring these moments can not only affect your personal journey, but also have consequences for others who might be impacted by your actions or inactions. The emotional and spiritual consequences of disobedience often include feelings of guilt and regret. When you realize that you have strayed from God's plan or failed to follow His instructions, it can be overwhelming. These feelings are not necessarily a form of punishment, but rather a sign that you are out of alignment with the path God has set for you. The sense of guilt and regret can make you feel as though you are being punished, but it's crucial to understand that these feelings are meant to guide you back to the right path. They serve as an opportunity for reflection and correction, rather than a form of divine retribution. It's important to remember that no matter how far you have strayed or how many times you have delayed, it is never too late to realign yourself with God's plan. God's grace is boundless, and His willingness to guide you back to the right path is unwavering. By responding to His instructions, you open yourself to a renewed sense of purpose and direction. This process of realignment not only positions you to receive blessings, but also brings a profound sense of peace and joy. Following God's guidance aligns you with His will and provides a deep sense of fulfillment that surpasses any lingering regret or disappointment. The fulfillment and contentment that come from following God's guidance are profound. When you obey God's instructions, you experience a sense of peace and joy that is difficult to find elsewhere. This fulfillment comes from knowing that you are living according to God's will and making choices that honor Him. It is a joy that transcends temporary setbacks and regrets, providing a steady foundation for your spiritual life. By choosing to follow God's guidance, You embrace the peace that comes from living a life aligned with His purpose, which far outweighs the temporary discomfort of confronting past disobedience. In practical terms, responding promptly to God's instructions involves more than just hearing His voice. It means taking deliberate actions that reflect your commitment to His will. This might involve making difficult decisions, stepping out of your comfort zone, or making changes in your life that align with His guidance. It requires a willingness to trust God's plan, even when it is not fully visible or understandable. By actively seeking to understand and follow His directions, you demonstrate a level of faith and commitment that strengthens your relationship with Him and enhances your spiritual growth. Your journey with God is a continuous process of learning, growing, and responding. Each instance of obedience builds upon the previous one, creating a deeper connection with God and a clearer understanding of His will. This ongoing relationship is characterized by a cycle of guidance, response, and growth, where each step of obedience leads to further opportunities for spiritual development and blessing. By committing to this process, you not only align yourself with God's plans, but also contribute to a larger divine purpose that extends beyond your individual life. In summary, ignoring or delaying God's instructions has significant implications for your spiritual well-being and your ability to receive His blessings. It can weaken your connection with Him, making it harder to discern His guidance in the future. God's plans for your life are unfolding regardless of your involvement, but your prompt and complete response ensures that you are aligned with His will and fully benefit from the opportunities He has in store. The feelings of guilt and regret that come from disobedience are opportunities for reflection and realignment, rather than punishment. By responding to God's instructions, you open yourself to a renewed sense of purpose and a deep, abiding peace and joy. Embracing this process of obedience allows you to experience the fulfillment and contentment that comes from living in alignment with God's will, transforming your spiritual journey and impacting those around you. In your spiritual journey, one of the most profound ways to align yourself with God's will is to seek His strength and courage through your prayers. When you ask God for the fortitude to act promptly on His guidance, you are essentially entrusting Him with your fears and uncertainties. This act of faith is not just about seeking help in times of need. It is a commitment to being responsive and obedient to God's directions, regardless of how daunting they may seem. Trusting in God's support, especially when circumstances are unclear or challenging, is a critical step in living a life that is truly aligned with His will. When you pray for strength and courage, you are opening yourself up to receive divine support that goes beyond your own capabilities. God's strength is infinite and unwavering, providing you with the resilience to face obstacles and the bravery to take decisive actions when required. This divine strength ensures that you are not alone in your endeavors. It equips you to handle situations with grace and determination. Courage, on the other hand, empowers you to step out of your comfort zone and act in accordance with God's will, even when the path ahead is uncertain or fraught with challenges. By praying for these qualities, you are essentially asking for the spiritual tools needed to follow God's instructions with confidence and clarity. Responding quickly and completely to God's guidance is essential for a life that is in harmony with His will. This promptness in action signifies more than just an immediate response. It reflects a deep trust and respect for the divine guidance you have received. When God provides direction, It is often meant to align you with specific opportunities or to steer you away from potential pitfalls. Delaying or hesitating in your response can lead to missed opportunities, unnecessary struggles, and a disconnect from the blessings that God has prepared for you. Procrastination, especially in spiritual matters, can be detrimental to your growth and fulfillment. When you postpone acting on God's guidance, you are essentially putting off the alignment with His will and delaying the blessings that come with it. Each moment of hesitation can lead to missed chances for growth, blessings, and positive change in your life. It's not just about the immediate action, it's about setting a precedent for how you respond to God's voice and how you integrate His guidance into your life. The more you delay, the more you risk the opportunity to grow and to benefit from the divine plan that is unfolding. Embracing God's guidance with faith and diligence is crucial for finding peace and purpose in your life. Faith in this context means believing that God's instructions are for your good, even if the reasons behind them are not immediately clear. It requires a trust that God's plans are better than your own, and that following His guidance will lead to outcomes that align with His perfect will. Diligence involves a commitment to act on His instructions with careful attention and persistent effort. It's about being proactive and intentional in your actions, ensuring that you are fully aligned with God's directions. By consistently responding to God's prompts without delay, you not only adhere to His will, but also foster a deeper relationship with Him. Each act of obedience strengthens your connection with God, building a foundation of trust and mutual understanding. This relationship is characterized by a continuous cycle of guidance, response, and growth. As you respond to God's directions promptly, you cultivate a spiritual discipline that leads to greater fulfillment and a richer, more profound connection with the divine. Your relationship with God will undoubtedly grow stronger when you act on His prompts without hesitation. This responsiveness is a reflection of your commitment to living a life that honors Him and aligns with His will. It's through these acts of obedience that you experience spiritual growth and a deeper sense of purpose. The more you trust in God's guidance and act on it promptly, the more you align yourself with His divine plan, allowing His blessings to flow into your life and the lives of those around you. In addition to personal growth, prompt and complete obedience to God's guidance also impacts your broader spiritual journey. It influences how you perceive and interact with the world, shaping your responses to various challenges and opportunities. When you consistently seek and act on divine guidance, you become more attuned to the spiritual dimensions of your life, understanding how your actions align with God's greater plan. This awareness fosters a sense of peace and purpose that transcends everyday concerns, providing a steady foundation for navigating life's complexities. Moreover, by prioritizing immediate action in response to God's instructions, you demonstrate a willingness to trust in His timing and wisdom. This trust is crucial for spiritual maturity, as it shows that you are willing to let go of your own timing and embrace God's perfect timing. It is an acknowledgement that His plans are intricately designed and that His guidance is meant to lead you towards the best possible outcomes. This surrender to divine timing fosters a deeper faith and a more profound understanding of God's ways, which often surpass human understanding. In practical terms, this means integrating God's guidance into every aspect of your life, whether it's making decisions about your career, relationships, or personal growth. Responding promptly to His instructions ensures that your choices are aligned with His will. This alignment brings a sense of coherence and purpose to your actions, allowing you to navigate life's challenges with confidence and grace. It also means being open to receiving and acting on God's guidance in everyday situations, not just in moments of crisis or major decisions. By maintaining this openness, you cultivate a habit of responsiveness that strengthens your spiritual life and enhances your overall well-being. Taking immediate action on God's guidance also involves being vigilant and attentive to the ways in which He communicates with you. This could be through prayer, scripture, or the counsel of others who are aligned with His will. It requires a conscious effort to stay connected with God and to be receptive to His prompts. This vigilance ensures that you are consistently aware of His guidance and ready to act on it, fostering a dynamic and engaged spiritual life. In conclusion, seeking God's strength and courage through prayer and responding promptly and completely to His guidance is essential for living a life that aligns with His will. By avoiding procrastination and embracing His instructions with faith and diligence, you open yourself to a deeper relationship with God, greater spiritual growth, and a richer sense of purpose. This responsiveness not only enhances your own life, but also positively impacts those around you, contributing to a broader divine plan that encompasses both personal and collective blessings. By committing to this practice, you foster a life of fulfillment, peace, and alignment with the divine will, transforming your spiritual journey and deepening your connection with God.